guys, it's Nina from VRFocus. We have two lovely gentlemen here on our couches. This is...
Hi, I'm Geoffrey Zatkin. I'm the creative director of Experiment 7.
And I'm Demetri Detsaridis. I am the managing director of Experiment 7.
So tell me what you guys have been doing. You guys have been working in VR and you guys have been working with chess. Tell me a little bit more about that.
So we have a couple of games out. We have Magic Table Chess, but the one that just came out is Dungeon Chess, and it's a Dungeons & Dragons branded kind of battle chess-esque game. Little animated figures on the table, you move them, they fight, they breathe fire, they use their psionics, beholders shoot eye beams, but it's chess on steroids.
Yeah. And it's one of the, I mean, if you're old like me, then...
I'm older than you are.
Yeah, well, but not by much. Then you'll probably remember Battle Chess and you know, Check versus Mate and some of the older
or
games.
Harry Potter's The Wizarding Chess or the Star Wars,
you know. So kind of as soon as we started working in VR, that sprang immediately to mind. And we wanted to get started with a game that we kind of understood and knew and loved, and you know, the company's going to make a bunch of games, but you got to start with something that's rock solid. So
and we were also
like a great
we're both huge, and most of the people in the office huge D&D fans, and so we went to Wizards of the Coast and we said, hey, you guys aren't in VR yet. We've got an idea. And so we went and we actually pitched them at GDC, and we they were like, oh yeah, to stop by. So we stopped by with this huge deck, and afterwards they're like, okay.
Oh yeah, that was a real pleasant surprise, right? Because you get into that room and you expect to see, you know, Venger from the D&D cartoon, like, I got no game. But instead, what happens is, yeah, it's a bunch of awesome guys, and then you also don't expect them to just be like, yeah, this is great, right after the first meeting.
Wow, amazing. And so on what platforms is that available? How much is it? What do we have to wait for?
So currently it's out on the Oculus Rift, and it is?
And it's $9.99 on the Rift. It'll be $4.99 on the Gear. We hope to get to other platforms, and anticipating your next question, we are working on a PlayStation VR version, and we want to. We're only limited by the fact that we're a small team, and we're working our butts off trying to get it on every platform, and make sure that it continues to be improved on the platforms that it's already on.
How small is your team, just out of curiosity?
So we're 11 people, and then we have a bunch of friends and partners that we've kind of pulled in here and there.
That are kind of more like the Kiner brothers who did our music. They also do it for some of the Star Wars animated ones. You know, it's not like we're going to hire them full time, because composers come and do, you know, the original score for you, and then they go do their thing.
Yep. So it's going to be quite epic when you're playing that.
Oh, yeah. Well,
yeah, it is actually.
Yeah. Though we go for downplayed epic, because also, you know, we make these beautiful VR environments. You don't want really loud, distracting music. You want music that fits each environment. So for every environment we've done, we've had them compose their own set of music that enhances that, but it also just kind of fades into the background to be part of the environment.
The goal is that although we do give you the option to control the volume and turn off the music, we want it not to occur to you that you ought to be turning.
We want to be one of those rare games where people don't say, "And I turn off the music."
Yeah, you know, it's a good sign for us when you don't get the theme song stuck in your head for the entire rest of the day after QAing.
Which was actually really funny, because that's the exact opposite of what you usually ask a composer.
Yeah.
And so this was a challenge for them, and they loved it. But yeah, it's just, you know, we pulled in a whole bunch of really good people to come make this, and you know, these are the guys and girls we're going to be working with on all of our games.
How many environments are there? Are there different characters that you can choose from?
Yeah. There's two different environments in it right now.
With more to come, we'll be moving some of the Magic Table ones in over time, so that'll put us up to 4. There's, what is it, 10 or 12 avatars?
I want to say there were 8 plus the 2 new ones.
Oh yeah.
So there's 10 avatars right now. Presumably there will be more avatars as we go. Yep. We recently added 2 very D&D themed avatars. The dwarf with the giant beard and a
wizard with his big gray beard and pointy hat. So it's fun.
I mean, one of the things that's great about making VR games right now is that everyone who is doing it is kind of like the super nerdiest of the video game developers, and so you can do stuff like reach into D&D lore and make weird little references. and everybody gets it, right? Like everybody on the team is.
Yeah, I mean, like the room we made for this, we worked with Wizards of the Coast. We made the Yawning Portal, which is one of the iconic inns in Dungeons and Dragons lore. And we were doing it right as they were coming out with the first 5th edition version. So we actually got a tiny bit of our stuff into the D&D lore as they were designing it out. We're like, hey, if you could make it a little bit bigger here, it'd be great for VR. They're like, okay.
Yeah, and don't think we didn't like immediately email our friends from fourth grade like, check it.
And you know, the iconic fireplace with, you know, kind of the demon head and, you know, the fire in. So, you know, getting to make some of the cool D&D stuff. And WotC, Wizards of the Coast, has been a great partner to work with. You know, Kate, their artistic director, and John. I mean, just all of the guys there are really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're going into a subculture of people who already follow the franchise,
Yeah.
and you're getting the nerdiest people who are obviously into VR as well. So it's probably
The crossover between VR early adopters and people who like, you know, Dungeons and Dragons and other things like that is pretty much the whole Venn diagram.
Weirdly, we know this for an absolute fact because someone asked us and we looked it up.
So where can we find out more information about the game? And
So if you go to Experiment 7, the word experiment, the number 7.com, you can see pictures, you can see trailers, movies, everything you want.
Screenshots, links to the Oculus store, links to the Gear store. We'll put up our link to, well, not that you could use a PlayStation, but anyway, we'll make sure that you can get to every platform.
so it's cross-platform.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And you know, Gear and Rift users can cross-play with one another as well. So if I'm on a bus and Jeff's at
and I'm not,
we can cross-play with avatars, movement, and voice chat live.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's so
And it'll even go like, you know, if you're using a touch and I'm using one of the Samsung controllers, you know, it just, you know, it goes as it goes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just works.
Great.
It just works.
Thank you so much for watching. Please go to VRFocus.com if you'd like to find out any more about the game, and I'll see you there.